What is up, my spooky baes and ghouls? So today I'm gonna be doing a video basically on all the books I've been reading so far this year. It's a fat stack, you guys. Like, look at all this. Fat. You have a thick book in there, you guys. Oh my goodness. And have much like smaller ones. But but yeah, I've been doing a lot of reading. That was one of my New Year's resolutions or whatever. And I was like, I want to read this more this year. Because like when I was younger, I used to read like all the time. Like pretty much like during like it filled up my whole free time, and I would go to the library on the weekends, check out like a fat stack of books, basically a whole bag of books. Really heavy, you guys, but I did that, and I would like read all the books and turn them in. Even though I would also check out books from school as well. You can only check out 2 at a time though, I remember, but I would always finish them and turn them in. But yeah, so reading was a huge pastime of mine back in the past. From like elementary and middle school, and then once I got my iPod Touch, I just stopped reading. Like I would rather be playing games on my iPod and listening to music than read. But I've been trying to stay away from like using so much screen time. I mean, I spend a lot of time on the screen. I am a graphic designer, so my cats are about to fight. So I think books is a good way to get away from screens. I like to read books whenever I go out for walks. Usually my boyfriend kind of guides me while we're walking, but I kind of know like the one trail from one of the parks we go to. I know that one pretty much, so I'm pretty comfortable walking around and reading in that park. And sometimes also just like walk around my room and read just to get some steps in for the day and get to read at the same time. But yeah, I have a fat stack of books, you guys, and this is like I'll probably tell you guys more about them. I'll probably just go into like brief little, like basically my ratings for each book and whatever. Maybe not like I won't go into detail for each and every single book. This is new. I haven't done book reviews or anything like this at all on my YouTube channel. Like I've done album reviews and like makeup reviews and stuff like that, but this is different, and I want to introduce some reading into my channel as well because it's one of my favorite things right now. Okay, so I'm starting off with the thickest book I have, you guys, and this is actually the first book that I had started reading. Like, it's already been years since I last picked up a book, like, willingly. Like, maybe I tried in high school, but I haven't actually read a book, like, for fun. And maybe since, like, middle school. So it's been a long time, you guys. Like, probably, like, 10 years. But I bought this book last year, and then I slowly started reading it, but I finally finished it this year. I started taking it with me when we go on road trips, and that's basically how I finished it. And it's a really good book. It's a classic, you guys. It's Stephen King. He's one of the best like horror authors out there. Of course, it's like one of my favorite movies, especially the newer ones that came out. The original's pretty cool too. I like Tim Curry as Pennywise, but I really love the new It movies that came out. And I feel like those ones were a little bit closer to the book, but I mean, obviously they left out a bunch of stuff from the book as well. Cause look at this book, you guys. You can only fit so much into like 2 movies. Of course, there were changes made from the book and the movies. Also, there's a scene in here that's kind of disturbing to me. Like, there's a lot of disturbing stuff in here in this book, you guys. But there's this one particular scene of the kids, and oh my god, I don't want to talk about it. It was hard for me to read that chapter, you guys. I kind of thought about skipping it, but I was like, oh. I like it. It goes into more into detail on about like Bowers and then his gang. There's one of them. I can't remember his name. He's pretty much a psychopath, and he basically believes the world only revolves around him, and if he dies, the world ends. And it was pretty. I don't want to go too much into that. If you guys have to read that for yourselves, because there's some scenes in here that also like they left out a lot, especially like with how Derry ended up after they killed it. But yeah, I think there was a delayed scene in the newer movie that came out. Like there was supposed to be like the sewage breaking at the end of the movie just to indicate like, you know, basically what happened in this book. It goes a lot into detail in this book about what happened to Terry after they killed it. And there's also details about the characters and also like the other students that died as well in here, and the Bowers gang, of course. But it's really good. It pretty much kind of me like on the edge of my seat. It did take me a while to read because it's a big book, you guys, and the words are really tiny. And it's also, this is my first book I have read in a really long time, so it's kind of hard for me, especially when I was used to just, you know, picking up my phone every 5 minutes, just going through Instagram. But I really like this book, and I kind of want to read it again eventually because I feel like I forgot like some of the beginning already. Like I remember like the last half of the book because like it was more recent to me. Because I slowly started reading it when I first got it last year, so. And I got it on sale at Target. I don't remember how much I paid for it. It might have been like 30% off or something, but it's a really thick book, you guys. And I don't know why I decided to tackle this one first, or like this is my first book to read after not reading for a very long time, but I'm really glad I did it. It made me feel better about reading. And I just read like horror, and I've always wanted to read this book after watching the movies. I was like, well, I want to read a book to see, you know, of course like movies always leave out details or scenes or whatever. and I wanted to see what else is in this book. So yeah, thick. Oh, also you can see Prince back here. I wanted to like fix my bed up more back there, but he's sitting there, so I don't want to bother him and make him move. I would have felt bad. And also there's just clothes that he's laying on. It's fine. Okay, so I'm not gonna go in order now. I'm just gonna pick up whatever book I find next to me. Of course, a children's classic. This is Harry Potter. I feel like it's like a must-read in like every book collector's collection. I don't know. That's how I feel like. Especially like when I grew up with this. Especially since I grew up with these books, you know. I tried getting into Harry Potter when I was younger, but every time I wanted to check out a Harry Potter book at my school, it was always checked out because Harry Potter books gave out the most AR points. I don't know if you guys remember that. And they were always checked out. Everyone wanted the AR points, but I genuinely wanted to read Harry Potter because I also wanted AR points as well. I wanted to be #1, which I never got to. Not even close, but I did read a lot, but I guess the book I checked out didn't have much points, but whatever. This one's good. I like it. I think it's a perfect read for fall. Also, I'm like really dressed up for like fall today. The weather got nice and chilly today, and I'm nice and cozy, and I have a candle burning in here, so I feel great, you guys. But this is the perfect book for fall. Of course, it starts like at the beginning of the school semester, it goes through the seasons, goes through the winter and spring, but I really like it. It has like fall vibes, I guess. It's a classic. Of course, everyone knows how Harry Potter is. I haven't seen the movies, actually. Like, I watched the first couple movies when I was really little, when they first came out, but I don't remember them at all, really. Like, I kind of remember some bits and pieces of it. Like, I remember Dobby, but I don't remember any much. I remember Hagrid, but I don't remember too much of the story, really, so reading the book was kind of new to me, and I kind of want to read the rest of the books before I start watching the movies again. I do have book 2 and 3, which I haven't read yet, but I have them. I found them at a thrift store, actually, and hopefully I can like find the rest of them at thrift stores, or maybe I can buy them online from like used books or whatever, because I don't really feel like paying full price for like books, really, especially Harry Potter, because the author is a little shady. but besides that, these are a total classic. And it's about wizards and witches, and that's kind of like my vibe, you know, and I just like that kind of theme. So yeah. Okay guys, so this next book, this one's pretty new. I think this one came out recently, like maybe this year or last year. This one is called The Loss of Apothecary by Sarah Penner. I love this book, you guys. I got it basically for free through my school because I had like $100 in credits, because I went to summer school or something. I don't remember, but I got $100 in credits for the bookstore, so I really want to get this book with it because my credits are expired. So I was like I need to buy something, so at least, you know, I don't have my credits aren't wasted. So I've been eyeing this book. I was actually eyeing this book for a while before I purchased it, and it's just, I like the cover. Like, I feel like covers really draw me to books, you guys. Like, I know they say don't judge a book by its cover, but I do. If I see good graphic design on it, you know, type, design, illustrations, I'm gonna be attracted to it. But yeah, this one's really good, you guys. It had me on the edge of my seat, literally. And I think I read this book like on a road trip. Like, I finished it like within like 5.5 hours, I think. Yeah, I couldn't put this book down. I definitely would read this again. It takes place in 2 different times. One of them takes place, I can't remember the times. Hold up, I need to scroll through here. Also, like, it includes like a little map of London on here. Like basically like all the places where like the whole entire book takes place. I have a Whataburger receipt as a coupon. I guess it was because I was on a road trip and we stopped to get Whataburger, and this was the only thing that was like a bookmark near me. But I think it's really cool. It includes like a little like illustrated map of London, like old London, I guess. Yeah, circa 1791. So it's basically like when the story takes place. It has a date in here. Hold on, let me get it out. Cause it takes place in 2 separate times. So yeah, it starts off on February 3rd, 1791, and there's 2 characters that are in 1791. And then there's another one in modern day, but it's pretty good. It's about like an apothecary. It's a secret apothecary, actually, you know. It's a pretty illegal apothecary, but it's basically a woman who runs an apothecary for ladies. She also, well, she deals poisons, specifically ones that are like really hard to trace back, and like they just make it basically mask the death to make it look like it was a heart attack or whatever, different kinds of like conditions and stuff. Of course now we can trace that back nowadays. You can see what kind of poison it was and whatever. But, yeah, so, and she also, like, helps women also. She gives them, like, herbs, like, special herbs to help, like, relieve pain and whatnot. And I really like it. But her main thing is basically poisons. And that's why she has a hidden shop. But also, there's also a younger girl that that she takes under her wing that also comes out in the story as well. And then, of course, a modern woman. She discovers a bottle, and basically she starts research, on the apothecary. And it kind of switches back and forth between The characters, like, it'll start off in 1791 and then it'll go back to modern day. And I like it because it shows like all their point of views basically. And it's just a really cool book, you guys. And I kind of like it, especially like in the modern woman, like discovering, doing all this research, and like she finds out like who they were and whatnot. Like, it's really cool, you guys. And I don't know, you just have to read it to find out yourselves, because it's really good, you guys. I feel like every single chapter kind of like left off on a cliffhanger, and I was like, oh my god, especially like, towards like the end of the book and the center of the book, like it just kept leaving on cliffhangers. And I was like, I gotta keep reading. And then of course the next chapter would be about the modern woman, and it's like, well, I need to find out what happens to the women of the past, and you know, you have to keep reading. And it's really good, you guys. I 100% recommend it. I can't wait. I think this is this author's first novel, so I can't wait to like to read any of her like her future works, because I feel like she's a really good writer, and I can't wait to see what she has in the future. But yeah, love this book. This next book I got for free pretty much for free through my school. This one is Cersei. You guys, I love this book. Like, this one also came out recently, and I've been eyeing it because the cover, it's shiny. But I really like the illustration on the cover. It's kind of like simple, but I just love it so much, and the text on here is really beautiful as well. And I just kind of like the whole design. It has like the Greek like it has like a Greek looking design on the edges of it, like on the borders. And also I like it because it includes a map of Aiea, which is her island. It kind of started off a little bit slow, to be honest, but I kept reading it, and I'm really glad I kept reading it because it just got better. You would think it would be such a slow book because she is kind of like on the island most of the book, but it gets really interesting, you guys, as more characters are introduced. But I don't know if you guys know the story of Cersei. She is the goddess of witchcraft. I don't want to say too much of the book, but yeah, it's really good. But she does get banished to an island by Zeus because, you know, she's a witch and the gods are scared of her, so they banish her to live in exile on her island, which is Aiea. But she is a daughter of Helios. I'm not sure if I forgot to mention that, but she's a daughter of Helios, who is a god of the sun. And she's kind of like, she's different from her family, you know, she's not like them, she doesn't look like them, she doesn't act like them, and she's just really different, so I really like it. I forgot to mention, but it is written by Madeline Miller. She has written some other books that are really good, apparently, like The Song of Achilles. I want to read that one as well. I can't remember what other book she's written, but that one for sure, but I really want to read that one. I just really like this book, you guys. Oh my god, I don't know, I don't want to say too much without like giving too much away, so I'm just gonna leave it there. You guys have to read this. If you guys are into like Greek mythology, myths, gods, goddesses, witchcraft, totally read this. Okay, next you guys, of course, is a classic, some R.L. Stine books. I got some Goosebumps in here, Fear Street, The Ghost of Fear Street. So I'm gonna show you guys basically each and every single book on here. So first, I'm gonna start off with the Babysitter Series. I don't have the first one with me because I took it back to my mom, because these are my mom's books. So. But I read all four of them. If there's a fifth one, I'm gonna be surprised, you guys, because I don't know. I haven't looked that up. But there are 4 babysitter books, and I'm like, damn, how do you keep going to babysitter jobs if you know, like, it's gonna be bad for you? But the first book, you know, it's really good. I feel like the first book especially, it's a good book for like fall. It's cozy, it's spooky. I really like it. But of course, the story keeps going on. There's Babysitter 2, Babysitter 3, and Babysitter 4. I really like this cover because I guess like the warm tones on it, the yellow and the brown, especially like it's just like, kind of like the first cover. That one's like really warm and it gives off total fall vibes. But they're really good, you guys. I don't want to spoil them because like you have to read the first book, and of course like the second book on, you know, it kind of gives away like on the summary about what happened in the first book, and I don't want to say anything, but the first book was really good. So basically, I was start with the first book. She gets a babysitting job for like this new family in town. And she starts receiving strange phone calls from a guy just whispering to her like, hey babes, like, are you alone? And it's creepy. That's all I'm gonna say, but yeah. It's basically a babysitter's worst nightmare. And of course the books keep going on and they're really good. Like sometimes you don't expect the endings for some of them, and it's like, what the heck? Like, I don't know. I think the third book, the ending was like shocking to me because I didn't expect it and I didn't see it coming. Because sometimes with like some of these like horror books, like these like little like pocketbooks, you can kind of like, you know, tell what's gonna happen from like the beginning of the book. You're like, oh, it's gonna be this person. But like this book's like I feel like Babysitter 3 especially, I did not expect the ending, you guys. Oh my gosh. And the fourth book, I did not expect at all. It kind of went into something supernatural, which was cool by the way, but I didn't expect that at all either. The second one, the twist at the end too. They don't have you guys, when you read these books, you have to expect a twist at the end. Like there's a huge twist and you just don't expect it at all. But I really like these books. They're pretty cool. The first Babysitter, of course, like these books are a classic. And then next is All Straight. Of course, next is the other Arlstein book. It's from the Fear Street series, and it's called The Sleepwalker. So basically, this girl, she gets a job with this old lady. She takes care of her. She's basically her carekeeper, and you know, she just looks after the old lady during the day. And then after she starts the job, she starts sleepwalking, which is really weird because she's never sleepwalked in her life. So it's interesting, and she thinks the lady's a witch. So that's almost say it right there. It's a crazy book, you guys. I kind of didn't expect the ending a little bit. It was crazy. Like, I don't know. I just didn't see that one coming. like all of these books have a twist, you guys. So that's all I'm gonna say. They have twists, but I didn't really see this ending coming either. It's pretty good, though. I feel like these, like, little, like, pocket books from Arlstein, they're perfect for, like, spooky season. And I read them all through the month of October. And I finished these books, like, pretty much in a day or two. They're really tiny, so that's why I read so much. That's why I have a fat stack, because I, like, literally just breathe in those books like nothing. Next is this Arlstein Fear Street, the Thrill Club. I really like this cover a lot because it just looks so 90s, like with their fashion. And I like the metallic lettering on Fear Street and Arlstein. I like the artwork on all of these like old like Arlstein books. Like they just look so 80s and 90s. Like I just like that illustration style. It looks really cool. But this one is, I kind of saw the ending coming. Like I kind of like, once you keep reading more into it, like you can kind of tell who it is. Like, you know, the ending, the end, the person that's involved in everything. Like I can, you know, you can kind of tell towards the middle of the book, I think. Let's just say this person starts acting a little sus, so yeah. But yeah, the ending was a little bit predictable, but I liked it either way. It was fun to read. I think this is also like one of those like perfect books for like spooky season, for Halloween. I liked it. And of course like the typical like teenage drama in this book as well. Next is Arlstein's Ghost of Fear Street. This is for like the more younger audience. The other ones were for like more for like teenagers. This one's more for like kids, kind of with goosebumps. This one is Who's Been Sleeping in My Grave with this creepy old lady witch ghost. I don't know, this book cover, I'm not sure if I ever finished reading this book. I think I might have started it when I was younger and I just couldn't keep reading it because this old lady on the cover really scared the shit out of me. She's creepy. So yeah, so basically, you know, of course the main character is a scaredy cat. He is scared by everything and his substitute teacher looks like a ghost. That's basically like my summary for it, and she's just creepy. Also, she lives on Fear Street, which is even creepier because apparently Fear Street's like, well, you know, it's like the creepy street in these books of Shady Side. I'll read the summary to you guys. It says, "Do you believe in ghosts? Don't say no until you take a walk down Fear Street. Past the woods where no birds sing, past the lake where something lurks beneath the water, past the cemetery where everyone is dying to meet you. And don't forget to stop by the Shady Side Middle School. Zach Pepper thinks there is something very wrong with the substitute teacher. No one will believe him, so he has to get rid of her all by himself. But how can he destroy someone who is already dead?" Ooh, spooky. It's a nice little read for Halloween, you guys. Like, I finished this book really quick. It's only like, how many pages? It's only like 122 pages, so I literally, I think I finished this like in one night, basically. And of course, reader beware, you're in for a scare. You got some goosebumps in here, you guys. Of course, Arlstein, iconic. This one is The Curse of Camp Cold Lake. I don't know if my mom had got this or I bought this at Modern Books a long time ago. I don't remember, you guys. But this one doesn't seem as old as the other books that we have. Cause I know for sure hers are like The Ghost of Fear Street as well. But I think I might have bought this one at Walden Books a long time ago. But I was always intrigued by this cover because it's creepy, guys. It's just like a skeleton lurking in the lake watching you with icy, cold blue eyes. I'll read the summary to you guys. It's a pretty good book. Like, I read it like really quick and I just couldn't put it down really. It says, "Camp is supposed to be fun, but Sarah hates Camp Cold Lake. The lake is gross and slimy and she's having a little trouble with her bunkmates. They hate her. So Sarah comes up with a plan. She'll pretend to drown, then everyone will feel sorry for her." That's not a good idea, you guys. But the things don't go exactly the way Sarah planned because down by the cold, dark lake, someone is watching her, stalking her. Someone with pale blue eyes and a see-through body. It's spooky, you guys. This is like basically like a good summer horror book. It's creepy. And the ending, I didn't see it coming. I don't remember how like the ending of Goosebumps books work. I haven't read Goosebumps since like elementary. But yeah, the ending, I was like, whoa. Like, I remember I used to check out Goosebumps books, like, all the time. Like, when I was, like, in elementary school, I'd always check out those books. So the main character's a little bit annoying because she kind of makes a big deal about her bunk when she first gets there, and that's why her roommates hate her. It's just like, well, I don't know. She's just a little annoying, but it's whatever. Of course, next up we have some more pocket horror books. These ones are from Christopher Pike, another classic horror novelist. This one I read first. This one's called Bury Me Deep. Oh, my bookmark. This one's called Bury Me Deep. I like the cover in this one. That's probably why this is also the first Christopher Pike book I picked up to read. But I liked it because it's creepy. And it's like, I like the bright colors and the creepiness. Like, it's just such a huge contrast. So this one was really good, you guys. Like, I kind of predicted the ending a little bit, because like once you start reading more into it, like towards the middle of the book, like you kind of can tell like who it's gonna be at the end. But like, no, it's crazy. I'll read the summary to you guys. It says, the dead boy would not go away. Jean is on her way to Hawaii for a week of fun in the sun, but the vacation gets off to a gruesome start. The boy sitting beside her on the plane suddenly chokes and dies. Jean tries to push the incident out of her mind when she arrives on the island, but finds it impossible. Part of the reason is because Mike keeps coming back to her in her dreams, horrible dreams filled with cold blood. Two of Jean's friends are waiting for her in Hawaii, Mandy and Michelle. They have already made friends with two young men who teach scuba diving at the hotel, Dave and Johnny. Jean and Johnny quickly become friends, but there are problems in paradise. Besides Jean's continuing nightmares, Dave and Johnny have recently lost a partner in the ocean. No one knows how he died, no one can find his body, but then Jean finds Mike's body. It isn't where it's supposed to be, and it seems as if it's still got some life in it. Spooky, guys. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy book. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I read this one and I was like, wow, what the fuck. Yeah, I kind of saw the end coming on this one. Now this Christopher Pike book, this one had me on the edge of my seat. I didn't see the end coming really. I mean, you can kind of see it, but you didn't really expect it to be that, you know. It just had a twist to it, and I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I liked it. The cover in this is so 90s. I love it. I really like Christopher Pike books. They're a little bit more thicker than the Arlstein ones. I like the Arlstein books as well, but these ones, oh my gosh, guys, the twists at the end are crazy. It says, no one know how the girl had died. They found Karen Holly in the mountain stream, her skull crushed. That's so brutal. There was only one witness to the tragedy, Karen's boyfriend, Jason Wakefield. He said a grizzly had killed her, but a lot of people didn't believe him. They thought Jason had murdered her in a fit of rage. And now weeks have passed, and Jason has another girlfriend, Cindy Jones, and there are the new kids in town. Joni Harper, the quiet English beauty that Cindy's brother Alex cannot get out of his mind, and Bala, the foreign exchange student from Africa, the grandson of a powerful shaman. Together they will return to the place where Karen was killed. Some will die, the others will come to face with the horror beyond imagining. It's crazy. Like, I kinda knew who it was gonna be at the end, but I didn't expect what happens. Oh my god. These Christopher Pike books, you guys, are crazy. That's all. I don't want to spoil anything, but they were pretty cool. Kiki! Oh my goodness, my mushy oshy cushy. Kiki, you're so pretty. Okay. And this one I haven't finished yet. I'm almost done with it. I actually like read it on the way down here. It took me like 5.5 hours to get to like this point right here. But this one is Ruined by Paula Morris. Apparently there's a sequel to this book, and I looked it up and I want to read it too, but I did read this. I got this one at the Scholastic Book Fair in middle school. Of course the cover drew me to it. Like, it's creepy, and the ghost right here in the cemetery. Like, I really liked it. Like, mostly like when I would go to Scholastic Book Fairs and pick out the books with the creepy covers, and if I like the summary in the back of the book, I would totally get it. So yeah, so this is one of my Scholastic Book Fair finds. You know, you guys, I miss Scholastic Book Fairs. Like, I miss having that, like, especially like in the fall, like, I don't know, the smell of like the books, and then you know, your mom would give you money, and I pick out like at least like 1 or 2 books, and maybe like an eraser or pencil or bookmark, and I just liked the whole vibe of the Scholastic Book Fairs, like the smell of it, just like, oh, it brings back so much nostalgia. But this one's really good. It takes place in New Orleans, and I haven't finished it. I did read this one before, like a long time ago, guys. I remember the ending a little bit, but I can't remember like all like the like, details of this book. But so far, it's really good. I feel like it's a little slow in some parts, but it kind of like adds to the story. Like, there's a lot of details in it, so it's not that bad. But I didn't finish it on the road trip back. It is a little bit longer than like the Arlstein books. It's like 300 and like, how many pages? It's like 310 pages basically. Of course the Arlstein books are a lot more thinner than that. I think I finished, like, I read this one on the way up, and there was another one I read. Yeah, because I read these 2 books. I read these 2 books on the way up to Austin. That was like 5.5, 6 hours maybe. I finished this book like within like 3 hours, I think. And then I read this one for 2. but I didn't finish it when we got there. But I finished it like while we were in Austin. I was like reading whenever we weren't doing anything, so basically, yeah. But this one I read on the way down from Austin, so yeah. I didn't quite finish it though. But yeah, this is my current read. I'm probably gonna finish this. Next time I read it, probably within like an hour, I'll probably finish it. Maybe even less than an hour because there's not that much pages left, but it's pretty good. I like it. So summary says, Rebecca couldn't feel more out of place in New Orleans, where she comes to spend a year while her dad is traveling. She's staying in a creepy old house with her Aunt Claudia, who reads tarot cards for a living. And at the Snoopy prep school, a pack of filthy rich girls treat Rebecca like she's invisible. Only gorgeous, unavailable Anson Gray seems to give Rebecca the time of day, but she wonders if he's got a hidden agenda. Then one night in Lafayette Cemetery, Rebecca makes a friend. Sweet, mysterious Lestat is eager to talk to Rebecca and to show her the nooks and crannies of the city. There's just one catch. Lestat is a ghost. Spooky. I love it, but like her backstory is like really, the ghost's backstory is really sad. She was a descendant of a woman from Haiti. Of course, she's a girl of color, and her death is kind of sad and tragic. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to spoil anything too much about it. There is like an epilogue in here that kind of like hints towards what happened to her a little. Not yeah, kinda, cause like her grave's unmarked, so it's sad. But it's a pretty good book so far, and I liked it. But there is a second part called Unbroken, I think. And I want to check that one out. Of course, I haven't read that one yet. I didn't even know there was a sequel to this book, but I definitely want to read it. I'm not sure if it's going to be like the same story. I didn't want to read the summary because I was scared it was going to like, give away the ending of this book. But I kind of already know the ending already because I did read it like 10 years ago, so, but I want to kind of, I want to reread it again, not have anything spoiled. It's a good like middle school read. I do read a lot of like young adult books, like middle school grade books, but I think they're just fun to read, honestly, guys. Like I like reading young adult books a lot. I think my only adult books in here, obviously, is It, and I think this Loss of Apothecary might be adult. I'm not sure. It doesn't say anywhere. It might be. I assume it is. And of course Cersei. This one's an adult book as well. But I did forget to mention, but I did get Harry Potter through my school as well. That's why this one's brand new. The other two Harry Potter books are obviously used. They're from the thrift store. They still have the name of the kids. It still has like the name of the kid like on the front pages that owned it. So I think that's pretty cool. I kind of like seeing like little personal touches like that when I buy stuff. Like I see like people's names on it, and it's like, oh, well, obviously it belonged to someone, So yeah, so these are all the books I read this year. Obviously the year is not done yet. So we're in November now. So, but the end of the year is coming, so I'll probably read a few more books before the year ends. Especially like these like little these pocket books. I literally just go through these like nothing. Like, I feel like maybe like 10 of these is like one of It, maybe. No, maybe not 10, but no, I guess so, because the words are a lot tinier in It, so yeah, and the words in this one, the text in this is like, they're a lot bigger than It, so yeah, so that would be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what kind of books you're reading right now. Who is your favorite author? What's your favorite book? What's your favorite genre of books to read? I just want to know, you guys. Also leave down some book suggestions down below in the comments. Like I have like a whole like books. I have a lot more books to read, you guys. But I would like to see y'all guys' suggestions for me, especially like horror, fantasy, witchcraft, anything like that. Like I'm into all of it, but anything you suggest me, I'll totally check out. I'll probably save it to like my shopping list or whatever. Because I have a lot of books on like my Amazon wish list too. So Kiki. Oh, also I have to show you guys this guy. He's literally worth. I got this for mainly to read in the dark, especially like on road trips, but I did tape his like light a little bit because it's really bright. Like, oh my god, it's such a bright light, you guys, and I don't want to blind anyone around me. But he's a little bookworm. He's so cute, and it bends. Oh my goodness, I love it. And you can like, of course fix this, tighten it, whatever. And I just love this bookmark so much, you guys. Like I was gonna get like one of the basic ones that was like a lamp, but I saw this guy and I'm like, oh my goodness. I got this at Target though. It's so cute. They had the blue one and the pink one, but I got the green one because of course it's a classic bookworm. I like it. And his little glasses. Oh my god, he's so cute. But yeah, I wanted to show him to you guys because he's just so adorable, and I think it's a perfect book accessory. Especially if like it also works with a bookmark, but I feel like it's a little bit too thick to be bookmarked. I just don't want my pages to get bent. So yeah, I like having like little accessories to my books. They're so cute. But yeah, I totally would love to hear y'all guys' book suggestions down in the comments. Also, I would like to see what y'all's current reads are. Also, let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this where I'm just talking about books. Maybe I have like a little book club or something. Probably not, because I don't really buy books that often. Well, if I buy them like secondhand. Rarely I will buy them new. Well, I guess some of them, like some of these are new, but like a lot of these are like pretty old. They've been passed down to me, or I buy them at thrift stores. I mean, I would try to buy new books because I see there's like a bunch of like new books that came out recently that I want to read, so I'll probably buy those eventually. But as for now, a lot of my books are like used and secondhand. So make sure to leave a like and comment down below, and also make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Also, I have a Depop link down below in my description box, so make sure you guys check that out because I have a bunch of really cute clothes for sale on my Depop for affordable prices. I have a bunch of really cute clothing ranging from gothic clothes to band t-shirts, all ranging from sizes extra small to large. Also make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for more awesome content. I have all my social medias linked down below in the description box. So yeah, so that'll be it for today's video. So I hope you guys have a safe, wonderful, and spooky day. Bye guys!